Wait, is this a prequel?
Oh, it's a little more complicated than that.
Isn't it always?
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Welcome to Character Select. My name is Dave, and with me today is...
Kylen's here.
And DCL is supposed to be here, but unfortunately isn't. So we're hoping that he'll join us soon, because we're playing Metal Gear Solid 3. The series continues. USAF.
Oh my god, now I might be able to hear you.
Oh, you turned it down?
That was really loud.
Yeah.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
Welcome to 1964.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
I hope our audience is prepared for a lot of silence while we just simply watch the movie.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of talking.
Not from us.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Be surprised if this Pennywise knows.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Was that a Cuban? I think it was.
That glimpse looked an awful lot like,
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
Raiden?
6 minutes to
Yeah,
drop
thank
off.
you.
Opening rear hatch.
Sure does.
Sunrise.
Oh, they brought back Harry Gregson Williams.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius.
the music is one thing I will never complain about in this game. These games. Always on point.
We'll be falling at
Yep.
130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the alarm bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
High altitude, low opening.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay.
Which,
All
in
green.
fact, was developed
Prepare for drop off.
and first practiced in the 60s.
4, 3, 2,
Probably not by this guy.
No.
Spread your wings.
and fly. God be with you.
And throw open the mask. So this is kind of a strange
Jack, I've got some
game.
important news.
Oh.
The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous
Wait.
mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the Virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities.
Which was a real
He's the
research
foremost
facility.
expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
Sokolov, however, is not a real person.
Yeah.
On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards.
Okay.
I was the one who conducted the operation.
So why are we getting him out again?
Security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then.
That was before the building of the Berlin Wall.
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching
Now,
Cuba.
for people that didn't
But the
grow up
Soviets
during this
didn't
time,
back down,
if you study
instead
it,
placing their armed forces on secondary alert.
the idea of there being IRBMs in Cuba meant that anywhere in the U.S. could be hit in as little as 30 minutes. Probably as short as 5.
Negotiations were conducted
So it
with
was
the UN
insanely scary.
Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to
A lot of
pull their
timelines
missiles
ended that
out,
day.
we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete. And we were
Is that
gonna get rid of
intermediate
them
range?
anyway.
Yes.
They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians.
Also
The Turkey deal was a
accurate.
ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war.
Now, in
That's
reality,
actually a decent explanation for what happened there.
Kennedy gave in
now
to
what
Khrushchev's
actually happened
demand.
is, based on what was
The
found
next
out
day, I
later,
got Sokolov
was
out of the
Khrushchev was
And
being
he
pushed by
learned agents
hardliners and
to
always
use
wanted to
design.
back off.
Sokolov
Yeah.
kept
So
on
once he had the
screaming,
chance
"Save
to
me."
back off, he
Just
did it,
for my sake.
and he screwed the hardliners that wanted to keep pushing the U.S.
Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
So it was a lot of
About Sokolov.
realpolitik, but
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved in there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
So, Selinoyarsk is a fictional place, but it's more or less based in, like, the southern Soviet republics. So, forest and jungle. So a halo jump is meant to jump through radar cover. You jump so high that they can't detect you, and you fall until you are so low that they can't detect you. It's also incredibly dangerous. And look, I can look around.
Your mission is to infiltrate Selinoyarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
And sometimes that's helpful to do.
Before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
And it has. It's a real thing. It's also insanely scary.
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Basically, the advent of the AC-130.
We're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
We'll try to avoid that.
No guarantees.
Also, we've been going for about 12 minutes now, and I still haven't played the game.
You briefly played a game. You moved the head back and forth.
Yay!
I honestly don't know why Kojima didn't get into movie production. Like, it's clearly what he wanted to do.
Because he oh, fucking goddamn it! Because he loves the interactivity that comes with games. Is my guess. Lets him do a lot of crazy experimental stuff to mess with you.
It probably also lets him do a lot more, right? Because like movies are so expensive, so they have to be short.
Yeah.
But like, you know, these Metal Gear games have been a dozen hours at least.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, 6 movies, right? So
Yeah. Just gonna leave all that expensive gear there? That's kind of weird. Dun dun dun!
So that option at the beginning determines the appearance of the character?
Sort of. Jack, real name John, no last name.
Because this, you know, he certainly looks a lot like Raiden right now.
Yes, I know.
So like if we'd picked MGS1, would he look more like Snake?
If we picked MGS1, he would not look like Raiden. That's all I'll say.
Fair enough. So, while we're getting started here, never mind.
Go ahead. People are going to be talking forever at this point. It's all subtitled.
You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening
We did establish that Metal Gear Solid 2 was all a dream, or a virtual training simulation, right?
No, it all really
I'll be
happened.
referring to you as Snake from now on.
It did?
You're not
Yes.
to mention your real name.
But it was all fucked up at the end like it was a simulation.
Don't like snakes?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Okay.
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Portsmouth, New
Let's
Hampshire.
see.
Yep.
I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
Haha.
Oh, and Snake.
Yeah.
The crew isn't watching anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
Good idea. This isn't right. Time for the snake to shed his skin.
So is that just an excuse for, at some point, Snake to deliver the line ground control to Major Tom? Gotcha. It was a mask. Okay, fair enough. There
Snake.
he is.
So his code name is Naked Snake.
Right.
Feel the fresh air on your face. And back to the mission. Yeah, no nanomachines this time. He's got a little radio on his chest.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. What you waiting on?
This will be a sneaking mission.
Ooh, a
must not
sneaking
be seen
mission.
by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other
As
words,
you know, Bob.
weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Well, not completely.
Right. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No. There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, I lost that.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in
I don't
front
need
of
to
the
know how to
that's
climb a
covered in
tree.
ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio.
That
We can't risk
is still
violating
weird to
Soviet
me.
airspace,
Yeah.
but I'll be in the gunship.
It's been
My
consistent all the way
frequency
back
is 140.85.
to Metal Gear Solid
I'll
1,
give you a
but
call if I
it's
need to
still
talk.
weird to me.
If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
All right. So I don't think I can do it yet, and I don't think I need to do it yet. So also, we're playing Metal Gear Solid 3, the HD version, also known as the Subsistence Edition, which added the ability to move the fucking camera. Because this
Yay.
all used to be a fixed fucking perspective.
Oh, no way.
Oh, it was awful.
So now it's just basically an early third-person action game.
Yes.
That will be much better, I think.
Climb. There we go. Got it. Easy peasy.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake.
How did you see that?
To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer,
Yeah, I know about that. Blah, blah, blah. Your stamina will start to drop. If it gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out.
You've got to be kidding me.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. The suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire.
What?
Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone, so don't get too trigger happy with it. Because that's how suppressors used to work.
Yeah, but there is a thin line between realism and fun.
You're a ghost snake in every sense of the word. There'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and the U.S. government will deny any involvement in the affair. Then I'll just have to take care of myself. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to. How generous of you. Use it if you've been taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time. Just take the revival pill. You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission? That's the one, but be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, it'll become real death. Said this was a solo mission, right? Guess that means can't count on any reinforcements. Real one-man army. I really shouldn't have skipped this. Sorry. First person is medic. Her name is paramedic. Okay, I'm gonna fucking skip this. Oh, no, we actually should have gone through this.
Whoops.
Alright, hold on. We'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. We got the backpack.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger happy with it.
That's actually based on real suppressors from the time period, which were only good for about 5 or 6 shots.
You'll have to find as
They're much better in this game,
I have to
still.
find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word.
That doesn't bode well for us, given that Dave's got the controller.
Shut up! Government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Detected! Detected! Detected!
Myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct.
I mean,
the mission
obviously.
rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She?
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
That's not what that
Aren't you
means,
going
but
to tell me your real
that's
name?
okay.
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield.
Haha.
After a week, no one has a name.
That sounds
What's
familiar.
your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
Huh.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency.
It's easy to forget that P's
140.96.
trade port,
So saving lets me
where
record
you
my mission
work,
data.
by the way,
That's right.
Well,
it also
on
records
normal
the state of
days.
your health.
yeah,
Good to know.
was
There's one more
a
person I
strategic
want to
air
introduce
command
you to, Snake.
airfield.
That's, yeah,
there
very
were
good point.
strategic bombers
Speaking
out of there.
Snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor.
No, I don't
Actually,
remember
it
my
was the
mentor.
boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
But who's
You've
keeping
lost
track?
weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission.
Hmm.
You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
Thanks for giving me this training while I'm in the middle of a mission.
I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you.
Killer's remorse.
You have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your codename is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings.
Thank you for
But
telling
this
me
is the
that
jungle.
thing I already do.
Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80.
That's fucking far away. Jesus.
Call me
Right.
if you need my advice on battle techniques.
That's like the Bering
Gotcha.
Sea. Because
Your
they couldn't
mission
get to
is
the
retrieve
Barents
Dr.
Sea.
Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
People are gonna see me, Kylen.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember how every game,
Snake,
Metal Gear
try to
game,
remember
has
some of
a
the basics of
one-word
CQC.
theme?
Yeah.
The one-word theme for this game is scene. As in scenario.
Okay.
Commencing Virtuous mission now.
I just like to point out that I haven't been filibustered like that since Atlas Shrugged.
Fucking... At the start, you'll wonder who John Galt is. At the end, you'll wonder if John Galt is ever going to shut the fuck up.
That was like page 3 or so.
Oh, God. You haven't actually read Atlas Shrugged, have you?
I've not. It was a joke.
Thank God.
Although, probably, to be, like, actually honest, I haven't been filibustered like that since the last time I read a Terry Goodkind novel. Because it's basically the same thing.
So camouflage is very important in this game.
Oh my God.
As you can see, I have a camouflage index in the upper right. They'll go over all of this later, but I might as well get started on it now.
You have naked as an option. That's good to know.
And if you'd go naked, it actually reduces your camouflage. Who knew?
Makes sense.
But if you, we still can't crouch walk, but if we crouch and like move while prone, as you can see, we're almost invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that shit. That takes forever. I can totally see you, Trophy. Not sure what that is. However, the camouflage specifically depends on your surroundings. It's now 15.
Right.
It's only 65. Those are
That's
alligators.
Unnecessarily complicated.
How do I fucking... Okay.
Hey, we can eat gators, right? Just trank him. Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z.
Oh God!
Oh God! Don't step on it. Why did you?
It's fine. Nobody saw that. My camo index is 90%. Oh God!
That was embarrassing.
We're just gonna actually avoid the gators here. I'm gonna die. I might die. Yep, gonna die.
Quicksanded.
I forgot that the swamps are bottomless.
Snake is dead.
So I didn't get spotted on the first screen, but I sure the fuck died. Oh, I gotta change my camo again. God damn it. Leaf. And yeah, you can see that there's a bunch of different things for a bunch of different environments. Those aren't even all the camouflages in the game.
Good lord.
And some of them have special effects. Alright, let's try this again. I'm gonna walk past you. Then I'm gonna go... Really?
There's another one.
Fucking rude. Alright.
That's a lot of gators.
We're just gonna... ask him to go to sleep for a second.
Or... Where are you supposed to go?
This way.
How can you tell?
Because I've done this before.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Snake.
Is that a snare? Oh, a snake. Can you eat it?
Yep. So if you trank a can I keep it? If you trank an animal, you capture it in a cage, but you have a limited number of cages. If you kill an animal, you get a ration, but the ration can spoil.
Oh my god.
Oh, it gets worse.
We've gone from action game to hardcore sim.
We haven't even started with the nonsense of that. Binocs. With actual lids over them to keep the,
reflection down.
Major,
yeah.
I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
AKMs and grenades. The AK-47 was replaced in 1950.
Your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law.
Cool, so I can go on a killing spree?
Find out that the CIA and the American government are involved.
So I can go on a killing spree?
Is strictly prohibited.
Fuck.
Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen.
Might have said somebody better.
The mission depends on how well you use your camouflage.
Yeah, not Dave.
Change your camouflage by selecting camouflage
We
from the
know.
The uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Can do. What about when I'm in a building? Can I be one with nature that way?
No, there needs to be one with the building.
So we got Dingus McDangus over there.
Time for sneaking.
So there's actually a camouflage that's better for tree bark called tree bark. But, you know, whatever. Buddy, if you were moving any slower, I would kill you for causing a war crime. Specifically making me kill you.
I would commit a war crime for you causing me to commit a war crime.
Not sure what he's doing. Also, notice that for the first time, I don't have a radar.
Yep.
I swear to God, if you turn around.
No, he's gonna keep moving.
There we go. Dun 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 dun. Oh.
Crawl through the log.
There we go.
Bug juice. Delicious bug juice. Where'd he go?
Not sure. Now remember, in the original game, I couldn't move the camera around like that.
Right. Is he making a loop?
He's very slowly getting away.
He's gradually getting away, Chief.
Alright. So now, the biggest problem that I have with this is that I have to keep going into this to change it. So what they're not really saying is that the camouflage index influences how far away they can see you, and it is possible to be literally invisible at 95% camouflaged, and they can stand next to you and not be able to see you when you're lying down and not moving. And it's awesome. You can do so many freaking crazy things. Like 90%, even though I'm moving, they can't see me.
Yeah. There's another one.
Yep.
Ooh, and another one.
Yep. And I gotta get up that hill. Now, technically, I could just shoot them with the tranquilizer dart, but they said not to engage, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
Do I have a better camo for this? Yes. And of course, the fact that you can change your camouflage in the middle of the freaking jungle is bullshit, but...
It's very silly.
You know.
I'm gonna ascribe it to some sort of secret technology.
They bring the camouflage thing back for Metal Gear Solid 4, which is very much set in the future, and it's the coolest thing. Camouflage. Nope. Uniform. Leaf. The only problem is when you're sneaking through the grass, you can't really see around you.
Yes.
I'm slowly crawling to Dolino Vodno. Oh. Now, I'm not allowed to engage them, but...
I like the 3D models so far, especially Snake, is really, really good.
So...
Significant improvement over previous titles.
Yes. What happened? Oh no! Bees!
Bees!
Beekeeper.
Bye.
They all freak out about the bees.
I mean...
They're
rightly
bees!
so.
They're scary fucking bees! I don't know if they come back. I'm hoping they don't. I think if you take too long, they do.
The guys or the bees?
The guys. So, CQC, Close Quarters Combat, is actually a combat style that Snake and the boss developed. The biggest and most obvious principle is that you have a knife held in your hand, offhand, while you're holding the gun, so you can use it immediately. So you can go into close quarters immediately or not.
The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Thanks for not replying, Major, by the way.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
So we're going to go long in this episode. This might be the only thing that we do in this recording session, actually. Just because this is all prologue. All of it, Kylen. All of it. So I fired 2 shots. Or no, I fired like 3 or 4 shots with the suppressor. And you can see that it's starting to deteriorate. You can also see that I have 4. So when the suppressor comes off, it goes ping. And then you have to unequip the gun and re-equip the gun to put a suppressor on. You can also take it off right here. But there's basically never a situation where a suppressor is a bad idea.
Yeah, right.
Also, I don't believe I've actually played the subsistence version of this game for very long. Like, I owned it. But, oh, that guy might see something.
I have to say, for all the shit I'm giving Dave right now, I am very pleased that it is not me behind the controller, because God, I am bad at stealth games.
It's funny that you say you lack the patience and then you play games like Dark Souls and God of War.
That's very different. That's active patience, right?
I
this
guess.
is just like lying around waiting, and it drives me insane.
I don't know. I guess I don't see the difference myself. Oh, let's swap our camo. Splitter. Splitter is designed for urban environments. So, contrary to popular belief, the idea behind camouflage is not to make yourself invisible. Camouflage is intended to make you look like anything other than a person.
Right. Yeah,
if you can pull that off, then people can look directly at you and not see you.
That's exactly right. And, you know, it's not important to be invisible. It's just a matter of making it so that human beings rightly will just not see you, because we're not good at noticing things.
The human eye is drawn to movement. If there's no movement, we don't see it.
That's exactly right.
And of course, it's like everything, it's more complicated than that, but you know, that's the basic idea. If it's not moving, we don't see it.
Yep.
We have a predator's eyesight.
Yep.
So you'll see people that are like, how can you not see him? He's right there. The better question is, how do you expect him to be seen?
Exactly. Well, and, you know, you combine, you know, decent camouflage with trying to go up, because no one ever fucking looks up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically invisible.
Yep.
There's one other way to be completely invisible, which is to walk around like you own the place.
Also true, actually. That's a good point.
Walk around with complete and total confidence, and no one will ever notice you.
Or act like you belong.
Right, exactly.
People don't question people that are supposed to be there.
Yep.
Do I have? I do.
Motion detector. Oh, a radar.
However, it detects everything. So all of those dots could be people. They could be animals. All kinds of things they could be. Can I still? I can. Okay. I think I want to sneak around this way.
You don't have a compass, do you?
No. I know the northeast section is right over there.
Okay.
Like, the windows there, that's where I want to be.
My god, how was this ever done with fixed camera?
It was tough. Keep walking. Christopher walking.
Keep walking.
Shoot. Yep. Also, Snake's body is now a physical object, so I'm just going to shoot this guy. It's just going to make my life
Seems to make
easier.
sense.
Immediate.
What's with the blinky lights on them?
They're radios.
Oh.
They're so you can easily identify them. There's also a lot of shit that we could be doing to these guys, but we're not. Like, you could shoot at their radios. You can shoot at the radios. The barrel over there can be pushed down and knock somebody over.
Huh.
All kinds of hilarious shit that we could be doing.
See, and here we are, with the being up. No one will ever find you here. I stand corrected. Oh, we're screwed now.
Yep.
GG game.
Ow. God damn it. Come on. There he goes. Climb over! Idiot.
I'm gonna hide here.
I know you do. But now I'm gone! There's gonna be grenades coming in here in a second. You're just a milk snake, right? Yeah, you're fine. We saw him crawl under the building, and then we didn't see him crawl out. I guess it's fine.
It must have been the wind. That will never not amuse me. I love video game stealth.
Yeah, see, they're trying to figure out what to do, but they can't go underground under the building.
Oh, now we're in caution. Okay.
Yeah.
This is HQ. Control here.
Why aren't they speaking Russian?
They explain that in a bit.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, my kind of stealth is like,
What's wrong?
Sekiro. That's good stealth, right? You're only quiet long enough to kill them instantly. That's my kind of
silence
stealth.
in service of silence in service of murder, as opposed to silence being the goal.
Exactly. I'm totally okay with that. What's wrong? What's wrong? Why do you keep passing out?
So, fun fact, there's no healing items in this game.
Oh, interesting.
What's wrong?
You heal naturally or not at all.
Nobody.
Nothing. Why do people keep asking what's wrong? Nothing is wrong!
There's just a mass hysteria fainting spell going on, that's all.
What's wrong?
Wakey wakey. Yeah, this is what I mean by the camouflage thing being really cool if you pull it off. He's gonna freak out and raise the caution. Nope, he's gonna get back to his patrol route. That's what it does. Actually getting into the building and into there is very difficult.
So, and I'm just pitching this out there, given my past experience with Metal Gear games.
Yep.
the reason that Snake was supposed to avoid all contact with the enemy was that he wasn't supposed to know that they are actually Americans. Which would explain why they're speaking English.
No. Nice guess, though. That would have been really amazing. And, like, totally on board for Kojima's nightmarish
Right?
temper.
Like, that doesn't seem out of bounds for what we've experienced so far.
We'll go with squares again. Not much camo, but enough, hopefully.
Who's that?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Who's that?
Oh, shit.
Radio.
Well, they seem to have improved the combat slightly.
So I'm probably going to take the death. And you know what? I'm going to do this the best way. Might as well get this started, right?
How long can you hold out?
Until Snake is Dead changes to say something else.
Oh.
You can see the letters are actually, like, locking in. We can sit here and watch if you want, but you might get an idea of what it says pretty quick.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know if I can actually revive here. Snake can't die. Because remember, this is 1964.
Time paradox.
So if he dies here, then everything that happened in the Metal Gear Solid games didn't happen.
Oh, that's fucking cool, actually. that was cool. All right,
So
I'm
if
on board.
So if Snake ever dies, it's a time paradox.
Interesting.
What? Get your belly on the ground, sir.
I'm still not sold, Kojima, but I'm impressed by that little detail. I admit.
That's not the only thing that can cause a time paradox, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
Camo, face, splitter, uniform. Like, they should have made this a quick menu. They really should have.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that I didn't see nothing. Nobody.
Who's that?
Fuck. Well,
that was a complete body flip. Jesus.
Patrol here.
nope.
Enemy sight. Requesting backup.
Okay, so there's got to be a way to actually do this in stealth, right?
Yes, there is. I'm not terribly good. That's all. So we're going to do this the dirty way. As DCL would call it, dirty stealth. Hop up. This is the door. We can't actually do anything about it. Yes. Please confirm my death faster.
Right.
Target's death confirmed. Resuming position.
I'm good. It's the dirty stealth method. I really didn't want to do it that way, but in the interest of progress. How do you know he's smart? He's got a monocle.
That's right.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got
He promised he would get him out.
You'll have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position.
Also
and
accurate.
On top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling
Because
away.
who took over after Kennedy?
A certain group is plotting
Johnson.
to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing
And you know who Johnson really did not want to work with?
Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place.
The Soviets.
Behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the Gru. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
Now, by all accounts, this kind of intrafactional Nessene warfare, intranessene warfare, I think it was,
The intelligence says
is totally accurate. The Soviets believed in placing the left hand against the right hand and making them fight it out.
Exactly.
Everybody was jockeying for power, and they were using whatever they could do to get it.
Me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem.
Is that how a monocle works? Clips to your ear like that?
Volgin will
I
come.
don't know.
I'm sure of it. You must get me out.
Never
of
worn
before
one
then.
myself.
Leave it to me.
Although I should probably change that at some point in my life. I think what I need is a top hat and a monocle.
Your Russian is superb.
Ah.
It's a translation convention.
Translation convention.
Yeah.
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Soviet defectors were always welcomed, but never trusted. Ever. He's like, what are you doing? Give me a second. I got a ET phone home. That's not a movie that exists yet, but...
Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
He says something different if you had to kill them.
Time ago.
Ah,
What
interesting.
happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Snake, where's your silencer?
Not appearing in this cutscene.
All right, Mr. Sokolov, I'm going to need you to put on this camouflage, please. Which... Also, the Mark 22 Hush Puppy is an actual gun. It was one of the first first truly suppressed silent covert ops guns. It specifically has like high sight so it can see over the silencer, because the silencer was huge. It wasn't necessarily all that great. It only fired at 22, I believe. But it was very quiet.
Thus the name. Why are they letting them go?
Freeze!
Ah, they're not. Okay.
So this is the legendary boss.
What? Hey.
Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you.
He even had style all the way back then.
Josh Keaton.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
That's pretty fucking good shooting for a PM Makarov. Jesus. Looks like it's even a PPM because it's friggin' short as hell. Or PMM, sorry.
Such style, such grace. And such clear characterization too. Like,
oh yeah,
you know this guy. Like, he doesn't look like you, I remember, but you know this guy. It's great.
How many shots was that? 7?
I think so.
6.
Yeah,
that was 6. 7, and he ejected one at the beginning, so that gun is now empty.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
So KGB and GRU are basically two competing agencies. GRU is the military intelligence directorate. KGB is the quote-unquote civilian. It's way more complicated than that, but close enough.
You're not the boss, are you?
The only thing that's super weird. The frickin' call out to his unit.
GRU operatives?
Those outfits and berets are not tactically advantageous.
Stance. Huh. That gun. If you're
fucking
not the
douchebags.
boss, then die.
Ooh, that's a stovepipe malfunction.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one! Whoa!
Boom! Now, for the most part, this is stuff that you could do in the game. Kinda. Including that slam. Also, the reason that Snake didn't shoot more than one shot is because he has to cycle the action.
Oh, nice.
Ting. 9x18mm round.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jammed. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place.
Huh.
You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
So there's an actual radio conversation about it. We're not going to get all of the really funny radio conversations in this game. We'll get some of them. But what he's saying, I see what you were trying to do. In the Middle East, Mujahideen fighters, well, I guess the Mujahideen weren't around at this time, but basically
Major,
they eject the first round by
I read
hand
you.
every single time they
Snake, you
reload,
all right?
just to make sure there's always a round in the
Few
pipe.
Snags. These guys were after Sokolov too.
So
Apparently
that's what
they were taking
Ocelot was
orders
doing,
from a
always
blue
ejecting the
colonel
first
named
round.
Olden.
Crew
Interesting.
Colonel.
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU, between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgans.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than
Be careful. You're liable to be
like
eaten
it.
by a GRU.
Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
All right. So, the best part is, he's unconscious, he's unconscious, he's unconscious, he's the guy that got hit by the dart and is asleep.
The detail.
Let me just change my camo up here. We are still in episode 1, by the way, because there is still more prologue.
I gathered that.
But we're almost done. Basically, Sokolov ran back the way that we came.
Makes sense.
Dolino Vodno.
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
That's what they were making you build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can
Shocking,
launch
really.
nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
You might even call it a Metal Gear.
Is that thing
No.
finished?
Not at all.
This is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
And then Phase 3.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War.
Yes. And then the age of fear will truly begin.
Remember, yeah, Volgan is a hardliner.
Cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly.
Okay.
They cannot complete it without my help.
I sincerely doubt that.
Let's go.
So what you're saying is either we get you out of here or I shoot you. That's what I heard.
I only have a non-lethal gun, but I bet if I shoot you with it enough times, it'll probably be lethal.
There's a bridge right here. It's clearly over a ravine of some kind.
I forgot to look. It's over a river.
Could feed you to the gators back there.
Oh, he's gonna look for us.
Oh yeah, if you trank him first and dump him in the river, he'll...
He won't be coming up for air. Jesus! I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but Jesus, Kylen!
Okay, who are you? Oh, boss.
You're not supposed to be here.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Boss?
They're swaying and she ain't.
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
I'm sorry, what?
Hornets.
Remember how there's always weird guys in Metal Gear Solid game?
Yep.
That's a big fucking helicopter. How are the bees flying through that prop downwash? I never thought about that before.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lick of sense. Few things more terrifying than magic bees.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
He's just got that kind of voice, I see.
Fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood.
This will all make sense eventually, trust me.
Is he crying?
Not necessarily the magic stuff, but you know, whatever.
Kuwabara.
Do you know about that, by the way?
No.
If you say Kuwabara during a lightning storm, you will not get hit by lightning.
Huh.
It's a Japanese thing.
I gathered.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Volgan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Yup. She just fucking pulled his gun apart.
Nice.
Which is technically possible to do. You push the slide back, hit the slide release, pull it forward. But doing it that fast is insane. Oh, fuck off!
Ow.
He's seen my face.
Ah, that's what the river's
Can't
for.
let him live.
Also, he has lightning powers.
Yeah, I guess that's why he was called Thunderbolt.
If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him.
And now, my young apprentice, you will die.
Jack, you can't come with us.
So here, take my hand. What?
That river was way too conspicuous to not be used for something.
The new blood has been rejected.
It's gotta be agony with a broken arm.
Yep.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you over the sound of being drowned with a broken arm down the river. Sorry, I tried. Can you repeat that?
Pretty good tech for 1964, but still works out to being fully submerged in water.
I mean, waterproofing isn't actually that difficult. I'm just amazed it's still in this fucking ear.
It's glued there, clearly.
Boss betrayed us.
Snake,
something
can
happened.
you hear me?
I'm hurt.
Yeah, just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major, the boss, she's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button.
Yep.
If you select cure, you can start the treatment.
Cool.
Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper
she
arm,
punched him hard
right
enough to
elbow,
break a
and
rib?
I was
Damn.
wondering actually about broken ribs, yeah.
Treatment.
That was a hell of an elbow to the
Move
ribs.
the healing cursor
Good
with
lord.
the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area,
This is actually a
hold the
lot
weapon
easier
window
than
button and
they're
use the
making it out
left
to be
stick
right now.
select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your
Targeted
recovery process.
healing?
To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages.
Yeah, I know. So treating wounds
you want
is
me to
actually...
go into the survival menu and do the same thing you just spent 5 minutes explaining. Got it.
So if you look at my health bar in the upper right, you can see that I've got red. Some wounds, most wounds, reduce your maximum hit points.
So unnecessary.
First of all, let's suture, and then bandage, and then apply some styptic. And disinfect it? Yeah, okay. So let's try doing that in a logical way this time. Let's disinfect it, suture it, styptic, bandage. It doesn't really matter, so you can just do this too. As long as you do enough. The more you do, the less of an effect it has on your health. This is, what, a broken bone? So we need to splint that, and then bandage it. And then splint that, and then bandage it. There's a shit ton of things that can happen to Snake in this game, and they all suck. Gruesome warning?
That's fine. Seen worse on the medical shows.
Fuck you, tree! The bandana that he stole from her, he's using as a sling.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
Fulton Air Recovery System. Fulton Ground Air Recovery System is not fun. But we're not going to get into that this much. I'm not sure what they wanted me to look at there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I guess they grabbed the Shagohod.
Shagohod.
I don't think they actually saw each other, for what that's worth.
No. It's just it's just cinematic.
Yeah. Oh, but the shit has not even hit the fan yet. He's still wondering about that bullet.
Excellent.
So, This is a real thing.
Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
Interesting.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death.
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her.
I think that was a gun hidden in a lipstick bottle.
I was assuming it was poison lipstick.
Let me take a look here.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
So that is a Davy Crockett nuclear artillery recoilless rifle.
It won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Also shouldn't do that inside the helicopter, but hey, fucking whatever. It wouldn't fly like that, but hey, who's counting? But yeah, the Davy Crockett system was not formally adopted by the US because, holy shit, turns out nuclear shells explode a hell of a lot farther than you can launch them.
Yeah, so realistically they are all dead.
He was in a helicopter, he had an elevated position, and he was firing down, so technically he was probably fine.
Snake, on the other hand, toast.
Well, I mean, he's looking at the explosion, so yeah, he's fucked. Also, they didn't explode that big. I mean, they did test these things. But they didn't cause that big of a mushroom cloud. Alright. That was the prologue. Oh, God.
This is going to be unnecessarily long.
And we are going to do just one more thing just for Kylen, so he knows exactly what he's getting into.
Getting into? You practically press-ganged me into this.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night.
They did a Bond intro.
I've heard the song before.
It's so good!
What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme.
Also, if we ended the first episode without playing the song, I'm pretty sure people would kill me. So.
Great riot.
It's such a good song, though. And then the lyrics get a little weird.
Tree frog. It's a trial to survive. time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to view. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
So this is gonna be a weird one.
You say that like the other ones weren't weird ones.
Oh boy. The other ones at least had nanotechnology.
Wow.
Next time on Character Select, Operation Snake Eater. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And Kylen. Oh boy. So much talking.
So much talking.